high above the clouds, where the air grows thin and the cold cuts like glass. Earth rises. Mountains push toward the sky, born from continents colliding beneath our feet. At 29,035 feet, humans stand on the roof of the world. But not all mountains welcome climbers. Some test courage. Some demand sacrifice. And deep below, another force waits. Fire beneath stone, pressure beneath silence, power beneath the surface. This is a planet that rises, explodes, and reshapes itself. Today, we climb higher and stand closer to Earth's raw power than ever before. Welcome to Fantastic Facts. What if I told you the ground beneath your feet is slowly rising? Earth is covered by a thick outer layer called the crust. In some places, massive sections of this crust push against each other with unstoppable force. When they collide, the rock has nowhere to go, so it rises. That's how mountains are born. Most mountains don't stand alone. They form in long chains called mountain ranges. And the higher you climb, the harsher it becomes. Freezing winds, icy peaks, and violent storms rule the summit. Up there, survival is never guaranteed. There is one place on Earth that stands above all others. Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on our planet, rises 29,035 feet into the sky. It sits on the border between Nepal and China in the mighty Himalayas. On May 29, 1953, two climbers, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, became the first humans to stand at the top of the world. But reaching Everest isn't a single climb. It takes days. Climbers move slowly, stopping at camps along the way, fighting thin air and freezing temperatures. At that height, even breathing becomes a challenge. The tallest mountain isn't the deadliest. K2, the second highest peak on Earth at 28,251 feet, is considered far more dangerous. Its slopes are steeper. Its storms are fiercer. Its survival rate is lower. Fewer than 300 people have reached its summit. Dozens have never returned. Some mountains test strength. K2 tests fate. Most mountains rise in sloping peaks, but cliffs? cliffs are vertical walls of rock. The east face of Great Trango in Pakistan drops 4,396 feet straight down, one of the tallest vertical cliffs in the world. Mount Thor in Canada has a nearly 4,100-foot vertical drop. If a pebble fell from the top, it would take more than 15 seconds to reach the bottom. That's pure vertical power. Some people don't just climb mountains. They live there. The town of Winjuan in Tibet sits at 16,732 feet above sea level, over 3 miles high. And La Paz, Bolivia, one of the highest capital cities on Earth, stands at over 11,800 feet. At these heights, oxygen is thin. Every step takes effort, but life adapts. What if the ground suddenly opened beneath you? A volcano is where molten rock from deep inside Earth bursts through the surface. Below ground, it's called magma. Once it erupts, it becomes lava. Red-hot lava can flow like a river or explode into the sky. When it cools, it turns into rock, building the volcano higher with every eruption. The biggest eruptions happen when magma pushes upward, but the crust above refuses to break. Pressure builds. The ground swells. Then, explosion. In 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted with such force it blew away half the mountain. Fresh lava can reach temperatures between 1,300 and 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than most furnaces. In 1815, Mount Tambora in Indonesia erupted in the largest recorded volcanic explosion in history. The blast was heard over 1,200 miles away. Ash filled the sky, blocking sunlight across the planet. The year 1816 became known as the year without a summer. Crops failed. Temperatures dropped. Volcanoes don't just reshape land. They can change climate. Volcanoes can burn, suffocate, bury, and destroy. But after eruptions, volcanic ash enriches the soil. It makes land incredibly fertile for farming. That's why millions of people live near volcanoes balancing danger with opportunity. In 1963, smoke began rising from the sea near Iceland. An underwater volcano was erupting. Layer by layer, lava built upward until a brand new island appeared. It was named Surtsey. Over time, moss grew. Birds arrived. Life began. Even destruction can create beginnings. Mountains rise, volcanoes erupt, continents shift. Earth is not silent. It is alive. Hot springs, rivers, and waterfalls. Beneath the surface of Earth, water meets fire. Boiling springs hidden underground. Geysers exploding into the sky. Rivers carving through mountains. Waterfalls crashing from impossible heights. And rivers so powerful, they can cut through solid rock. From steaming hot springs to the greatest rivers on Earth. Next episode on the Fantastic Facts. Subscribe now and discover the incredible power of water. Because on Earth, even water can reshape the world. Mountains rise from crushing continents. Cliffs fall thousands of feet in silence. Volcanoes tear open the ground with fire. Earth is not a quiet planet. It breathes. It builds. It destroys. And it begins again. From the highest peaks to the deepest magma chambers, our world is constantly moving. And yet, life adapts. Cities rise in thin air. Crops grow on volcanic soil. Humans climb toward the sky, knowing the risks. But this is only one chapter. In our next episode, we explore even more extreme forces shaping our planet. Subscribe to the Fantastic Facts, where curiosity meets the universe. Stay curious, stay amazed.